Oh, g'day punters and welcome to another episode of Group 1 Guns. With me is Adam from the Race Club. Now, Adam, first of all, how'd you go last week?
Well, I didn't go well. I'm not going to shy away from it. I sort of went poorly. 0 from 3 in the Group 1 Guns. Poorly. But no, I didn't go well. How'd you go?
Oh, yeah, pretty average. All right, let's get into it first. First of four Group 1s at RANDWICK on Saturday. The Inglis Sires group over 1,400, Group 1 over 1,400 metres. Second leg for the 2-year-olds of the Triple Crown. FIREBURN, the Golden Slipper winner, is favourite, $2.50. Very impressive in the Golden Slipper. Probably could have won by further.
Yeah.
What are we doing here, Ads? Where's your $100 going?
Well, yeah, you're spot on. She was explosive. And I think we talked about it on the show previously that I thought 1,400, maybe that was going to be the query going into the slipper. But she got through that ground and she literally launched. She came off the fence and really finished off. So I don't think 1,400 is going to be an issue whatsoever for her. And she's rightfully the horse to beat. I think $2.50 is about the right price. But I
like when you say but.
Yes, I've got Magic. I reckon that was the run. It was really hard to ignore the Silver Slipper run. It was a clear outlier and the market obviously warmed to it going into the next run. And sort of was just even. It wasn't a race run to suit, sort of got back and finished off okay. But I thought it was after 1,400. It gets that today. I don't see it going back in running. I think they'll sort of be midfield, blend in the race at the right time. And that extra furlong, I think we can infer a significant improvement. So I think Magic at the price, it's worth an each way bet. So 50 each way for me. 50
each way. I'm going 100 on the nose. FIREBURN. Thank you very much. The Derby over 2,400 metres. Capacity field, 18 runners, 3-year-old colts and geldings. Now all the talk is about the Mar Eustace trained HITOTSU. Shooting for his third Group 1 in a row. Adam, is the only issue, I suppose, going to be the heavy 10 that looks like it's continuing to rain in Sydney again?
Well, I think it has to be, doesn't it? Like, hasn't seen anything like that. I think sets up fine, and we saw in the Guineas it just pushed up and came through the inside there and finished off really well. So fantastic training performance first up to win in the Guineas. But that query is your weeks between rain, you're coming to a bottomless track. We've had rain in Sydney for the last, I can't even remember. It's got to be a huge query. So I don't think I want to be against it, but Regal Lion was the other one in the Tulloch, and I guess we've got to sort of nut out how much impact does that Monday race have, given you lose 2 days of recovery, you're coming into this, does it benefit or does it take away? So there was so much to add up. A Regal Lion was a massive finish, but then it's got the synthetic hoof filler as well. So I've sort of gone around that. It's the one I wanted to follow. But so I'm going through where a few runners have come from over the border in that Alistair Clark. CASTLEREAGH Kid was the one that sort of burnt the candle both ends, pushed up and then was really still boxing on at the end where all the sweepers were coming down through the middle. So CASTLEREAGH Kid, I like the jock change with Nash Wheeler on. Normally Waterhouse Bot, leader, maybe Clark was a thought, but Nash being so tough up front, I think they'll get to the top quickly or more quickly with Nash on board. Be aggressive from an early point, and I think they'll just play the game of try and get past me. So CASTLEREAGH Kid, another one at odds. I'm going to go 50 each way.
50 each way. Well, I'm going with odds as well. I'm going Raging Bull, about 40 to 1, 50 each way. So if the Bull salutes, I suggest I'll be on top of the leaderboard.
Oh, you'll be more than on it. You'll be uncatchable,
yeah, so
I'd suggest.
I'm going, hopefully, ran fourth in the Victorian Derby. So if he can produce that form again, go the Bull. Okay, let's go to the Group 1, the TJ Smith over 1,200 metres. Now it's on again. Nature Strip versus Eduardo. They're back for another round. But for all you sentimental punters out there, SHELBY 66. Oh, goodness me. Are you a sentimental punter?
Not sentimental, but I'm appreciative of what's happened, the fairy tale
Can
story.
the SHELBY do it again?
No.
No?
No. I'm
Too much weight?
Firm, no. Yeah, it's proved that, could compete with these guys in that race where it's beat Nature Strip home there and nearly biggest upset of the century. But I think the 1,200 is the sticking point for me. I think it's really right in his wheelhouse there, that 1,000, 1,100 metres, and obviously
You're
the
a dream
service.
crusher.
Yeah, I know.
I just worked you out. You're the crusher of dreams.
I don't want to be, because I love Danny, Danny Williams. I think he's done a fantastic job. I can't have it here. And for me, I think it's between the two up top, Eduardo and Nature Strip. And Nature Strip, I think Eduardo has Nature Strip's measure at that 1,000, 1,100 metres, get Nature Strip, another one in his wheelhouse, 1,200 metres. The outside draw, I think, is favourable, gives options, I think, to either squirt forward and find the rail quickly, or just sit outside Eduardo and dictate to him that way. So I think Nature Strip, third up now, 6 from 8, third up. The query for me, the only thing I've got against him is if it is bottomless, I'm not sure he's like a heavy 10 horse, but he can handle the heavy ground. So
I think it's going to be heavy.
Yeah, so it might be my sticking point. And then my call of Shelby, she's a swimmer.
Yeah.
So it makes it tough, but I'm in Nature Strip's corner, and I'll say he can do it. Win his third TJ, I think it is.
Okay, righto. Well, I was going to go the Shelby, but no, I'm like you, not a sentimental punt. I'm going for, hope I'm saying this right for the owners and connections, Paulele. Is that correct?
I think we're...
Or Paulele.
Paulele.
It's French, I don't know. I missed
no
it.
idea.
I didn't study French
it.
at school. Yes, Jamie Carr's on board. Unbeaten at Randwick, too. $50 each way for Brian. Thank you very much. Now, let's go to the big one. Best milers in the country here, the Doncaster Mile. Good pub down there, the Doncaster at Randwick. Shout out to the owners there. Looking for some free drinks. 150 years, over 150 years of history this race has gone. For our favourite is Forbidden Love. It's flying this prep and gets the 5.5 kilo advantage against the other second favourite in Thunderstruck. Before we go out to Mick Price, who's waiting patiently, what's your thoughts on these ads?
Well, it's a lot to digest. I thought it was really hard Doncaster to pull apart, and a little like trivial stat is 21 Doncaster Mile winners have had their lead up run at Rosehill since year 2000. So the last 21 years. So you'd be almost omitting all form outside of that based on that stat. But
great stat. Can you bring more stats every week?
I can find a couple. Yeah, I can do that. But I'm going to side with Mick, and it'll be interesting to see what he says after this. But I'm Thunderstruck. I really liked it. I thought that they slackened through the middle sections in the All-Star Mile and sort of was racing quite full and once did find the gap. There was no hard luck story, but really flattened out late, and Zaki just had it too cheap up top. So like the way I'm Thunderstruck finished there, and I just think now that the key for me is that sprint through the 300 through to the 100 can really put a field away. So Possie's up forward of midfield. I think that's where I'm hoping it'll be, and so we'll see what Mick says.
Mick Price come in. First question, I'll go first off the bat. The heavy going, how will I'm Thunderstruck handle the heavy going?
He's very fit. The 2 races I wanted to win was the All-Star Mile, which he nearly won, and got back in the mess, and Jamie Carr was up there running even time on Zaki, of course. So you go onto this track and it's like an 1,800 metre grind. Now, he's very fit, but he hasn't had the heavy track conditioning that these Sydney horses have had, like Forbidden Love, They've got the advantage, and I think I'm at a disadvantage on that heavy ground. He won on the heavy ground at Sale one day, and he was good in it. But this is a particular type of heavy where he's going to probably stumble, pick himself up again, stumble, pick himself up again. I'll tell you what, if he does win, it'll be very brave. I got my doubts only because of the ground. If the ground was dead or slow, I'd say he's the one to beat because he's going to be strong at the mile. And he may still win, but to be honest, they are my doubts.
And then, Mick, what did you think about with Huey? Have you got any instructions? You're going to let him find his feet and just work his way through the race, or do you think you'll be forward of midfield?
Well, when you're talking to the boy from Dunedin, you don't want to be tying him down because he rides his horses as he feels them. And he rides probably his horse first and the race second, and I never bamboozle him with speed maps and what will be where. All I'd be saying to him is get up in the first 1/3 of the race. It's a mile at Randwick. There'll be a big push. There'll be a push from outside. There's not going to be a lot of horses that really want to get back. So if you can give him a rub and have some sort of position in the first third of the race, that would be good. That's about the only conversation I'll have with him.
Okay, well, best of luck, Mick.
It's a good field, like you were saying before. It's one of the best races ever. I love it. There's Cascadian comes through the All-Star Mile, massive run. Banker's Choice could improve.
Yep.
And then Forbidden Love, who's absolutely airborne. I'm going to knock it out the mile. I think, yeah.
So you're going 100 on Thunderstruck?
100 on Thunderstruck.
Well, I'm taking you on going 100 on Forbidden Love. Jamie Carr, 50. I just can't get past the 50 kilos and the heavy 10.
Yeah, it should get across outside leader, no problem. I don't think there's a heck of a lot of speed, so it sets up well.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day of racing on Saturday. So best of luck, and we'll see you next week. Ciao.